Hello, this is John Piper with the weekend video clip, and it's Saturday the 6th of September. Looking at the chart of the DAX, and we've still got this pretty impulsive decline, and now a pretty pretty impulsive snapback rally. Let's have a look at that in a bit more detail. Both parts of the both the fall and the rally have inconsistencies in the sense of whether they're impulsive or corrective. The fall has an ABC to start with, followed by a B wave in the form of a triangle, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this could easily be an ABC, as I've been saying, but it's certainly quite impulsive. The rally has an ABC to start with, A, B, C, sharp B wave decline, and now this rally here, which is difficult to count precisely. I mean, it looks perhaps like a 1, a 2, and now maybe a 3 coming in, although it's a very erratic 3. We've certainly seen a very sharp action over the last week. Let's have a look at that again in more detail. There's some news out on, I think it was Wednesday morning, about a ceasefire in the Ukraine. That's somewhat the rally. That was then denied, so we came back right back down again. On Thursday we got the news about QE and the lower interest rates in the ECB, down from minus 0.1 to minus 0.2. More a gesture, really, as I understand it, rather than having a huge effect on the situation. I think it just underlines the determination. It's interesting in the sense that, having bought a property in Spain, because the pricing was so low and the view is so incredible, that so far, as far as I can see, there's been no real impact on Spanish property prices. I mean, property prices are fairly depressed throughout Europe, as I understand it. I think the QE is aimed at maybe redressing the economy rather than the stock market. Obviously, the DAX is very, very close to all-time highs, hit 10,000 recently. The stock market doesn't seem to need much of a boost. It'd be interesting to see whether, if QE does come in, which seems highly likely in Europe, whether it'll have an impact on property or whether the stock market will benefit. But certainly the euro should decline, which of course makes a big difference. I mean, one of the big problems with the European Union, living in Italy at the time, as I recall, and prices I think doubled actually virtually. I mean, a cup of coffee just went from 2,000 lira as it was to about €2, as I recall, about double the price, maybe €3. And I've heard this again and again in Greece and Italy, that the pricing just became, everything suddenly got very expensive, and of course it's changed dramatically. Greece, for example, used to be a very good holiday destination because it was fantastic scenery, weather, and it was relatively inexpensive. Euro came in and just changed all that, and I guess the same is true partly certainly in Italy and partly in Spain as well, although Spain I think is still cheaper overall. So it'd be interesting to see how this new initiative will actually feed through. I think the euro probably will. I mean, if the implementation of QE is successfully implemented, then the euro should get weaker. That should boost the areas. I mean, generally, the QE thing may well feed through into property. I mean, certainly people keep telling me that Marbella areas is already seeing some growth coming in. There are some major projects now starting up with major players getting interested in the level of pricing, and this kind of thing can of course boost the whole area, which I think is probably the hope of what's going on. But how it'll affect the stock market, which is already pretty high, is another issue. If we look at the US experience, QE came in when the market was very low. I mean, so obviously it had all this potential for going up. I'm not sure the same potential exists on the DAX. Nevertheless, it all depends what happens next. Right now we do have a couple of these selling spikes on the DAX in the shorter term. Well, this is a 1 minute chart on the DAX, so you can see the two spikes here around the 9775 level. In the case of this one here, you have got a possible 1 wave, possible 2 wave, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possible 3 wave. Very weak ABC, possible 4th wave, and then a final decline. So it's possible it's 5 waves down. I can't say I like it terribly. I mean, I think possibly the wave 4 overlaps or wave 1, which is a major problem. But this could be an ABC. So it depends how. Again, Monday morning is critical. If we see some selling early on, then it may be worth going for that, and perhaps holding it through what could be a decline of some substance. But I hesitate to say it's going to be too dramatic, given the news out at the moment, which would certainly be able to sustain the market. But how long it may do that is, of course, another issue. Have a look at FTSE now. Right, FTSE making another attempt on the all-time high around 6,950, which is around there, I guess. So you can see we keep battering our head against, or at least FTSE keeps battering its head against there, going up and falling back, going up and falling back, going up and falling back, up and back, up. So we haven't got back yet. It does seem to me fairly inevitable that we're going to see 7,000. I mean, it keeps on trying really hard. I mean, it's obviously minus development, obviously very strong resistance. But I think there are positives around at the moment. Certainly, the chart pattern looks positive. The only point I would make is that we've already had a 400-point rally from down in August up to here. So it probably is time for a breather. Although we've fallen back a bit yesterday, not that dramatic in the last couple of days. Certainly a case we're going to see maybe an ABC here, a bit more downside before the market can actually recover its breath to actually take out the higher levels. But right now, FTSE looks positive. The Dow looks definitely toppy at this point. Got wave 1 there, wave 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we've got this fourth wave sort of thing here. Call it what you will. I mean, it does show some strength in effect, because you have got the market hasn't gone down very far. It just is correcting. I mean, it's possible we saw a peak here, I guess. I'll have a look at that in a minute. But I think one could easily see a bit more upside there. I guess there is an alternative count we should perhaps have a look at. And this is that maybe this was a peak here. This is all a wave 1. That'd be 1, 2, then the same fifth wave up to there. And that would be the fourth and the fifth, making it a complete move in itself to this level here. And this is all a wave 2, and now we're going to shoot up in a wave 3. I mean, certainly very subnormal waves 4 and 5 in that case, which don't really fit in very well. I mean, this is a perfectly good wave 2. I mean, it would certainly count as quite a strong correction, in the sense that it's a very weak correction, giving strength to the upside, if you see what I mean. So the correction was feeble, thus indicating that the uptrend is stronger. In which case we need to see a pretty substantial breakout on the Dow, and of course it could see the same on the DAX and FTSE. So that may be the thing to watch out for. Again, Monday morning could be a key part, and you can use very short-term systems like the 5-minute bar system that Marcus developed to trade this kind of thing. You have a key day. You may not want to use a very tight stop. You may want to use, say, a 20-30 point stop, but just a simple breakout can be enough of a signal to get on some very strong moves. Right, have a look at gold now. Right now gold is languishing. We've got the small breakout with the triangle. Not much has happened so far. It depends where you start counting the triangle from, really. If you start counting from this point here, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, and now a fifth wave coming down, suggesting the triangle actually is over. If this breakout fails, and it seems to be to an extent, although it's too early to be sure, it may well be we're going to see a breakout to the upside. Now, if we treat this as a corrective ABC, which it does look, or does count definitely as that, then we could just see another move of a similar length. That's one thing to watch out for. And it would be an A, then a triangular B, and then there's this C wave coming up here, which is potential. So that's if we see, if this remains a failed break, i.e. doesn't do anything, then that would be a pretty strong indication that we're going to go up to here at least, and possibly a lot further, of course. An alternative view is that this is a 1, this is a 2, this is a 3, and this is all a 4, and it actually got a fifth wave coming in, and that this is actually the fifth wave coming in, but again we haven't seen any follow through from the break. Let's have a look at the break itself. This is the hourly chart, having to estimate the trend line, but it's roughly like this. So it's quite not a very steep slope. So we've seen the break, we've retested, come down again, and we've gone up again. So it could all be happening on Monday again. We start to accelerate down here, then if I break below there, could well be a good sell signal, because you've got quite a close stop either above here or above here. But if of course we don't do that, and we actually start making headway back into the triangle, then that would confirm it as a false break. So that, and at the same time, we could see if that happens on gold, it could lend, well, if I want to specify what I'm talking about. If we see this move continue and start to accelerate on Monday, then that might be an indication that we're going to see solid breakouts to the upside on the equities going into the year end. However, we see gold retracing back into the triangle, that would add some weight to the argument that in fact we're going to see some kind of peak in equities over the next week or so. Right, we're going to have a look at pound dollar quickly. Well, the decline just continued. I'm thinking of just buying some dollars, in fact, but I haven't done so at this precise point in time. I mean, at some stage we're going to see some kind of bounce back, and it could be, I mean, this could be some kind of fourth wave, I guess. So there could be a 1, 2 up here somewhere, 3, 4, 5. So at least a retest up to there would be quite likely. I think it's probably overextended on that side. So no change, looking to go short, just waiting for a good opportunity. Pound euro. Oh, you can see how the euro was gaining some strength, as is pound euro. When the width goes down, that means the euro is getting stronger. It was getting stronger ahead of the news, and was just knocked straight back up again, or down again, when the news came out. So we've got resistance here, and I guess the ECB is hoping it will be seeing the euro break above that, although the euro dollar is probably more important measure on that case. Okay, that's all for today. I found that interesting and useful, a bit longer than usual, but it was a TTT as well. Have a great weekend. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.